All right, guys, I want to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys today. Based on the game on Sunday, uh, I just really had to point out how great of a job Morris Claiborne has been doing. Now, first thing you're going to think of is the deep play to Kevin White at the end where he caught the ball. Well, it really wasn't a one-handed catch. He like tapped the ball to himself and caught it. I mean, it was a great catch. But uh, that not be let not that play define what you think of Morris Claiborne and his performance, even dating back to last year. So of course he gets a lot of flack because he was such a high draft pick, has such high acclaim, and people, expected him to be the next greatest thing. They thought he was gonna just come out and light it up, be the next Patrick Peterson. Um, and he caught a bad break. The injuries and the high expectations, and then the mental aspect of being a cornerback. I think that all just kind of compounded on him, and that really affected the way he played those first years, and not being able to play really affected his performance. And coming back last year, he was still a little slow coming back from the patellar tendon injury, but he still showed that his coverage skills that he can still play. And so I wasn't as down on him as people were, and he stuck with receivers really good. And even now, this year, I had confidence in Morris Claiborne coming back, and I thought Morris and Carr and Scandrick, they will make a really good cornerback secondary as long as we get some pass rush. And it's been proven right for me so far. As I've seen Morris Claiborne play, he's been sticking to receivers. He's been right next to them, and he's been kind of showing some of that skill that people thought we were going to get out of him when we drafted him so high. And even that game against the Bears, the play where Kevin White caught the ball, Morris Claiborne was right in his face, in his hip. Morris Claiborne had a chance to knock that ball down. Kevin White just made a great play on the ball. Kevin White had no separation from Morris Claiborne on that play. Uh, and I saw that a few times throughout the game, especially toward the end. Morris Claiborne just running right along with him, couldn't go anywhere. And that is what I like to see out of a cornerback. And so I'm impressed with what we got with Morris Claiborne. I can see why the coaches wanted to keep him on, why they weren't so quick to cut him, why they weren't so quick to let him go. And that's one of the reasons why. I'm looking for Morris Claiborne to turn his career around here as long as he continues to improve, as long as he continues to play well, and hopefully that he does not get injured again. Now, it's sad to see Orlando Scandrick deal with issues again, but quietly, this secondary has become the strength of Dallas Cowboys defense. Pass rush is not there. The linebackers took a hit when Rolando McClain was gone. Now they're relying on Sean Lee. And the safeties, Barry Church has been playing really well. So it's weird that the secondary, which was the most maligned group of the Cowboys team, besides the defensive line pass rush, the secondary was considered nothing. People weren't talking about it. But now they're making a case, and people aren't talking about it because the defense is not our focus because people are more focused on Dak Prescott. The secondary has become the strength of the Dallas Cowboys defense. Brandon Carr is playing well. Morris Claiborne is playing well. When Orlando Scandrick was in there, he was doing well. And the safeties have taken a step up. They're not world beaters, but they've become better. And that's all you can ask for. Rod Marinelli seems to be doing his job well as a defensive coordinator. The defense is looking to get better, and that's what I like to see. It's going to complement this offense. Speaking of the offense, I'm still not that impressed with Ezekiel Elliott. I still have my concerns. Not necessarily saying that he won't be a good running back, but as of now, he's not showing the validity of a number four pick. And I had concerns with this when he came out of Ohio State and Dallas drafted him. I was like, he's a good running back. Like I said, he can pass block well. I saw him run. I mean, even against my favorite college team, Alabama, he had a great game. But to me, he never wowed. And that's what I would expect out of a number four pick. If you're picking a running back number four, I'm thinking Adrian Peterson, Barry Sanders, those type of guys. And I didn't get that from Ezekiel. And I really thought that we should have got Derrick Henry in the second round. And we'll see what happens. It's the start of his career. He's a rookie, and I think we tend to, beat down on players a little way too early in their rookie seasons. Like we're like that's going to determine their whole careers. Like no, it doesn't. They still got more games to play, and they need more experience. We'll see what Ezekiel Elliott does, and Dak Prescott. I don't have to say anymore. The media covered is it all for you. I think Dak's doing well. Uh, He needs to continue to prove. Please, Cowboy fans, listen. He is not replacing Tony Romo yet. He he's good, but he's not at that stage where he can take over the team. I think at the end of the day, Tony gives us the best option to win. But Dak is definitely progressing well, and I definitely want to see him be the quarterback of the future. So that's just my Cowboys update.